Okay, so veterans, very important to us. We certainly appreciate all they do. We have two gentlemen who are doing something very special for veterans. Bruce Roscoe, great to have you with us today.
Thanks, Andy.
Also Norm Fisk back. All right, you're just involved in everything, Norm, I swear.
I am. It's hard to get rid of me.
Well, you're a videographer, and Bruce, you were a photographer and a Vietnam veteran.
Yes.
Wow, nice. And you are turning your photography and the videography into something unheard of. I mean, this is great. All the new technology is phenomenal, but you're involved in this Vision for Vets. What is that vision?
Well, the Vision for Vets actually is an interesting concept. It's a blend of both video and still photography. And what we do is we end up making this come alive. So we can do portraits, and Norm is there on his end of it, and he does the video, and then we can click an app and have the portrait come alive.
This is sort of like Star Wars hologram kind of thing, you know. I mean, this technology is phenomenal, and I think you do it on your phone, which we're going to get to. But why? Why did you want to do this? And I know you're a veteran, Bruce, but why did you want to do these pictures and videos for veterans?
It all started back several years ago when my best friend called me up and he said, Bruce, from Rhode Island, he said, Bruce, I got to tell you this, Agent Orange took over on me and I only have 6 months to live. So I flew back there and I asked him first if I could do a portrait of him for his family. And he hemmed and hawed for a second, then he agreed. I went back there, we did a portrait of him, and on the plane on the way back I said, you know, we should be able to do something really special for veterans. And this is where this beginning vision of putting this whole program together came about.
Joe, you know, I know you've lost Joe now, which is a sad thing, and you guys were in Vietnam at the same time, but apparently not in the same unit.
We weren't in the same unit, but we were in some of the same battles together, and we didn't even know it.
Wow, isn't that something? And became friends later. And what's your interest in this, Norm?
Well, I'm a vet also, and
excuse me, I didn't get that info.
That's okay.
Were you in Vietnam as well, or what?
No, I actually volunteered to go, and we started down the runway to go there, and they changed orders, and we came back. So that's how close I came to going.
But Bruce would say, "Lucky you."
I served in the early days in the States, but this country has some problems right now. We're kind of in trouble. But we would not have the freedoms that we have and the liberties in this country had it not been for the people who served our armed forces, and all armed forces. And I don't think they get enough recognition, not for me personally, but just in general. If it wasn't for the vets, we would not have a country.
Big sacrifice, big sacrifice. And Bruce, you and I were talking a little bit before. It's, you know, even when you come back, it's a difficult thing having been a veteran, you know, in a war. I mean, it's not an easy thing.
Well,
so,
he probably didn't tell you, but he was a combat photographer, so he was in battles that most of us.
So you've been taking pictures of vets for a long time.
Oh, I have.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we kind of want to know, how does this app work? Now, it's on your phone. Everybody can get it. So kind of give us an example how you start with this.
This is basically, it's called augmented reality.
Okay.
And this is the image right here, Sandy. And by taking, can you just hold
And
that?
we have an image of a veteran that we're going to,
Yeah.
I can take a free app on my phone. I can take that app and make this image come live. Whoop.
So you take a picture of the card, and it comes alive, or the app itself has this embedded in it? Okay, now we have a clip.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have the clip, since people have a hard time seeing that, and we're going to show that what this, and you call it Vision of Vets.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, the app is free. Anybody can download it.
All right, and we'll talk a little bit more after this, after we see it, so we kind of know. But let's take a look at this, because it is astounding.
My name is Jerome S. Welna. I'm better known as Jerry, and I'm a survivor of the Normandy invasion, which occurred June 6, 1944, and included battles of Pointe du Hoc, Omaha Beach, Cherbourg, and many other engagements. September 1, 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland. And that is when World War II started and millions of people in Europe lost their freedom. We as a nation attempted to stay out of the war until 1941 when the Japanese struck at Pearl Harbor and Germany and Italy declared war on the United States. From that moment on, we were fighting to maintain our freedom. With a total of over 300,000 dead and missing and another 700,000 of our finest youth wounded, did World War II end with our freedom assured. Our nation breathed a sigh of relief that we had succeeded in preserving our own freedom and that of most of the enslaved people of the world. One thing we all learned from this experience is that freedom is not free.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. You and how many veterans do you hope to get onto this app?
As many as we can.
Yes.
Right. Now, Jerry was pretty special. He's holding a medal. That's really important. What is that?
That is the Prince Medal of Honor.
And so you go there and you talk to them and you get their stories and then you do this filming, and between the photography and the videography you make this veteran thing. I can't believe we're like out of time. You're sharing this just real fast. Tell us, who are you going to be sharing this with besides the app and why?
I'm going to be sharing it with high school kids, elementary school children, and so forth and so on, because they don't know about history.
Yeah.
And they don't know how much it took for all these veterans to make freedom free. And freedom does matter. And by teaching them this from the 9 to 14-year-old group,
Yep.
I think we can help along the way.
Right, and each veteran gets like a set of things too.
Yeah, they
We have a
get
picture of that.
all this information, a copy, and a nice book, and pictures. And
And how do they sign? Do they sign up for it? How do they get a hold of you to be on this app?
It's going to be very selective. We're looking for combat veterans that have a story to tell, that they can show the history. And one of the last final missions will be to be able to be telling about the history of the world and sharing that with children.
Wonderful, because you're right. We've lost almost all of our World War II veterans. Are going pretty fast, and so anyway, very, very important for all of us to know, but especially children who may not be as familiar. Beautiful, beautiful app. I'm sure this is honoring veterans. They've got to be thrilled with this too. Bruce Roscoe, Norm Fisk, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for doing Veterans.
Thank you, Sandy.
Vision of Vets. Beautiful.
Thanks for helping.
Beautiful stuff. Get the app, okay? Information on that. All right, don't go away. Again, we're going to talk about films and how you preserve them and restore them.